Hello. This is only for grade 8 students. I am going to introduce the project, okay? Because I'm afraid that if I introduce the whole thing in class, you're going to be like petrified, like what in the world is going on here? So we're going to give you a notebook with code that you will open on this platform called Google Colab, okay? Inside this notebook, you're going to see a lot of code. Let me scroll down. You're going to see all of this, a bunch of functions that are super scary with a bunch of code inside. And you're going to be wondering, I am not an expert. I should not be doing this. What in the world is going on here? Don't worry, you are not going to touch any of this, okay? This is built into the notebook for you to use freely, but you don't have to touch any of these things that I'm showing you right now, because not even I understand many of them. Like, I don't know this library well enough to understand every single thing, so don't worry about it. Let me scroll down a little bit. In fact, let's just go to example. This is more of what you're going to see, okay? You're going to have a original shape, which is this triangle right here, and a target shape, which is this one with the dotted like slash line, whatever you call it. You need to get from here to here in 5 steps or more, okay? So you need to do 5 different transformations. This triangle has been reflected about the x-axis, has been translated to units to the right, has been rotated what seems to be 90 degrees counterclockwise. It has been dilated by a scaling factor of 2 over the origin, and then it has been translated again 4 units over the x-axis to the right. So that is what you have to do. Now, that's also a little bit scary considering the amount of code that you have here. But let's go to the question itself. I have already played with this, okay? What you will see is pretty much here it says your code starts here, and then you have to transform, okay? So all of this will not be here. You will see this, and then your code ends here. So you will only write here, and you will have to write a series of transformations. Now, I know that this code is also scary, but we will deal with that in a second, because there'll be a lot of copy pasting, okay? The focus of this project is the math, not the code. Although the code is kind of helpful and cool if you get to know what you're doing, okay? So, first things first, you have an original shape, okay? You can change it, or you can use the default one, okay? This one is a triangle. You can make it a quadrilateral. It'll be more work, but you can do it if you want. Let me show you that's the original shape, right? And then you will have a target shape, which is where you have to get. In this case, I messed it up, right? I've done a translation, and I've done a translation of 4 units over the x-axis, positive units. That brings me over the target line. Now, what you're going to do is go to the example, and here you get draw reflection. We're only going to be dealing with 2 types of reflection, vertical or horizontal, okay? So you can just change this word, and then if you change it to vertical, it would be over the y-axis, okay? You can copy this translation over x, and then this is the number of of cells that you're going to be translating your point or your whole shape. It could be, in this case, it's 2 units to the right because it's positive 2. You can make it negative 2, and then you're going 2 units to the left. And imagine that you wanted to translate over y, then you would change this to y, and then you would change this to y as well, and then the same principle will apply, okay? So it's really not that hard. You have all the tools here. So apart from your code, the examples tab and these 5 lines are your best friends, because you're going to copy all of this multiple times and then just twitch it a little bit so your shape can get where you want it to get, okay? So let's go back to the to the question. I did mess it up. I went too far, so I can just make this 2, right? And then if I run it, yeah, score 5, which is what you want to get, score of 5. Cool. Let's say that I want to challenge myself. I think I have another, yeah, this one is a little bit harder because now the target shape is here, right? So again, fairly intuitive. This takes a translation of 2 units to the right, and then a second translation of 4 units to the left, to the down, sorry, minus y, okay? So this is what I did. I went to the example tab, I copied the translation over x, then I changed it to a translation over y. I'll show you in a minute. I got a reflection here that I am, oh no, that's not the right one. This is the one. Yeah, translation in X, translation in Y. This code is not reading because there is a hashtag here, so it's a comment. But if I eliminate the hashtag, sorry, I'm coughing. Now, if I run this box, I have made a translation, right? 2 units to the right. Again, I copied this line, I made this 2, easy peasy. Now I need to uncomment and hashtag this line, and then my shape will go down 4 units over the y-axis. Let's see if it works. It does. And then congratulations, your score is 14. Why 14? There's something wrong with the code. I got where I wanted to get, okay? Maybe because of the max steps. Oh, only 2 steps, but that's good then. Don't worry about it, I'll fix that later. Again, don't touch this block, because this is going to determine if your transform shape is equal to your target shape, okay? They need to match. You don't mess with that. You only interact with these lines between the beginning of your code and the end of your code. And all you're going to do is copy and paste and change transformations. You will determine your target shape, which is a little bit, I mean, you can play with it. We will, I think, expect a minimum of 5 transformations, which can be really scary because you're presented with this problem and you're like, okay, from 1, 2, how do I do 5 transformations? How do I determine my target shape without doing any of the transformations beforehand? Well, we're going to give you grids of paper so you can practice and determine your final target shape. Right? And then you will replicate those transformations that you've done on paper here using code, okay? So you will have your target shape and the whole roadmap to it clear in your head before you start coding. Make sense? Again, you'll be given the code, then you'll be very scared. Then you'll come here to the question, you'll find these 2 lines right here, and then you'll code in the middle. Okay, you will determine your original and target shape. You can change them. You can change the beginning. You don't have to start here. You can start here. I don't care. You can do whatever you want. And then you'll come to the examples tab, and then you'll copy and paste. Okay, we can do some little experiments. We can dilate our. You copy this. You come to your question, and then this is going to be wrong, obviously, but it doesn't matter. Let's dilate our final shape by scale factor of, I don't know. I am wondering whether this takes fractions or decimals. So let's try this. I'm going to go for a decimal. Whoa. Why did it go that way? That is interesting. I did not expect that. That dilation doesn't make sense. I mean, it would make sense if it was, what? Let's go with 2. I'm just curious now. Okay, so it's about the origin. I guess the negative made it an opposite dilation in the opposite direction. Let's try 1/2. Yeah, the negative was sending it in the opposite direction. Okay, so you can use fractions to dilate. Keep that in mind. I don't know, we can just play with it a little bit more. Let's do a reflection now. Let's do a vertical reflection of the dilated shape. Come here, copy, paste. Keep the quote marks. Do not erase them, okay? And now, oh, what? Ah, the original shape is reflecting the original shape. I want to reflect the transformed shape. There you go. And now it's reflected about the y-axis. Anyway, I hope it's not too scary. If you are not sure about what to do, I'll be there in class with you. You can watch this video in class, and I hope it helps, okay? See you on Wednesday.